Yo, what's good? Pens and Pads Boxing with AB, and I'm back at y'all with another one. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Tim Tszyu for the victory, as well as congratulations to Errol Spence for his retirement and him for lasting 12 long rounds. And in his, words, the longest 12 rounds he ever been in his whole career. A lot of people let that go over their heads because of what they seen last night. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a lot of things that I didn't like that I saw last night from Errol Spence. And this is no bashing to Errol Spence. This is just me talking about everything that I seen, and I'm gonna express it to y'all in this video. I woke up this morning at like around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because yesterday I worked out at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I was super tired because I was out all day in the Florida heat with my mom, going shopping with her and stuff like that because she wanted to hang out with me. But anyways, after a long, night's rest, the first thing I wanted to do was to watch the fight. I didn't get on my phone. I didn't check no YouTube videos. I opened my iPad up, that was right next to the bed, and I watched the fight from round one. I didn't watch the walkout because on the zone they got the little card thing, so I just clicked the card, and from the first ring of the bell, I noticed how I want to say twitchy and anxious Errol Spence kind of was. From the rip, he was kind of anxious. You can kind of tell he wasn't really relaxed in there, and obviously that's kind of what I expected because he hasn't fought in 3 years. He hasn't fought in 3 years, as well as he doesn't know what this man hitting like at 160. A lot of people be forgetting about that too. This is two whole different weight classes up to where he last fought at, which was 147. He was fighting Tim Tszyu at 160. You know what I mean? Errol Spence was overshooting that left hand, and every time he was overshooting the left hand, he was, his balance was off. He ended up in the orthodox stance. He looked very uncomfortable in there, man. It was almost sad to watch. I just appreciate the fact that he was thinking about his family and as well as himself, and as well as the fans who actually care about him and his well-being, to go ahead and make the choice to retire. Because last night I felt like his mind was in it, but I feel like his body was rejecting everything, when it came down to actually getting in there with the 10-ounce gloves. And Tim Tszyu, I feel like he did his job as well. A lot of people feel like that he should have stopped Errol Spence. A lot of y'all don't understand. Errol Spence, he still has that aura around him. So that's number one. Number two, Errol Spence is a tough dude. He can handle shots. Now, from what I seen last night, I'm going to be honest, I didn't like how he was taking the shots. It seemed like every single shot Tim Tszyu was hitting him with, it was hurting him. And Errol Spence was pushing his punches. It seemed like he was fighting in a dream. If you ever, I guess that's like the best way to explain what I'm trying to say is like when you in a dream and you fighting in your dreams, and it seemed like your punches are almost in slow motion. It felt like that's what he was going through. I said in the last video for my prediction that I think Errol Spence was going to be boxing a little bit more, and a couple of rounds he was trying to do that, trying to move around, trying to turn them, trying to mix up his combinations. It's just that none of that shit was affecting Tim Tszyu at all. Tim Tszyu was walking through that shit, and I really feel like it's because of the fact that it's Errol Spence balance, man. When you don't have no leverage on your shots, it's no power. You know what I mean? When it comes to throwing a good punch, it comes from the legs, and obviously you gotta have balance to have good, power from the legs and shit like that. I seen Nick Ball made some disgusting comments that I absolutely did not like. You being a black man, I'm not even really trying to get into that bag, but I got to. But it's just funny to me. I don't remember nobody talking like this when he fought and lost to Bud Crawford. But when he fights a Tim Tszyu, Australian white guy, here's another black man like Nick Young going out his way to talk shit and say that he fight like he got CTE and thought it was funny and thought it was cool enough to put it on Twitter and leave it there. I thought that was the most corniest shit in the world, and I feel like I cannot let that slide. I gotta talk about that in this video. I don't care if I'm the first person to talk about it in the video. I don't care if I'm the last person to talk about it in the video. But on this channel, I will be talking about however I feel, and I feel like that was definitely wrong, regardless of if he was black, white, Asian, whatever. That's wrong as fuck for him to say that after knowing that this man been in 2 bad accidents, and one of them he damn near lost his life in. You know what I mean? I felt like that shit was so lame. Like, that's the corniest shit ever. And this is not no pity party. This is on some real shit. Let's not act like this shit ain't a real thing to where boxers pass away and have neurological problems from CTE and shit. It's just that's some fucked up shit right there. I don't mean to be cursing like that, but it's like, that's fucked up, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I feel like a lot more people should get on his ass about that shit, because that's some lame ass shit, bro. That's really lame. But I'm gonna get back to the boxing, man. I had to, sorry y'all, my battery died. I had to switch my batteries up. But back to what I was saying, to be on a more positive note though, congratulations, man, to Errol Spence for having a legendary career. In this day and age, I gotta say that. I gotta be more specific. In this day and age, having a legendary run, you know, collecting the belts, challenging himself in this Floyd Mayweather era, or should I say Floyd Mayweather effect, that's been lasting us for a couple of years, or a couple of decades, should I say. And I don't feel like it's right for anybody to be bashing this man because of the performance that he had last night. And like I was saying, 2 bad car accidents. This man doesn't have none of his real teeth in his mouth. Let me say that one more time. He doesn't have any of his real teeth in his mouth. He hasn't fought in 3 whole years. He had a rib injury. His balance has obviously been off for a couple of years, as we all know it. He's sacrificed a lot for the game, a lot for the fans. So I think the least we can do is just get a man his flowers and let him go, and actually appreciate the work that he put in, you know, for the fans, and as well as putting a stamp on his name in the boxing community, in the boxing world. Leave y'all comments down below, man. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Until we meet again, I'll see y'all soon, man.